Severe weather continues across parts of the country. We've heard about strong storms in Oklahoma and Texas and Arkansas, but we have a severe thunderstorm watch to the north across Nebraska, Kansas, and Iowa that has very strong line of storms moving through.
That's right, and our own Addison Green has actually been in York, Nebraska, covering this for us over the last several hours. So, Addison, we have actually seen a little bit of lightning behind you. Tell us a little bit more about what you're seeing.
Cool. Over the past several hours, we've been watching a storm system track across portions of Nebraska, bringing on a lot of rain, hail, as well as lightning. And there were severe thunderstorm warnings that were issued for several batches of these thunderstorms making their way across the area. We're in the city of York, Nebraska, standing at the York Municipal Airport, where we've been watching this system approach us from the north and west over the past few hours. We have a lot of lightning coming around across the area as that system approaches, and as it continues tracking to the south and east, it will bring around a lot of rain to the area, a lot of lightning, as well as a chance for seeing gusty winds and damaging hail. We don't expect to see any tornadoes with this scenario, but nonetheless, the severe impact could be dangerous if you are caught off guard. So we're going to continue to bring you more information about this system as the evening hours progress. Back to you in the studio.
All right, thank you so much, Addison. Pretty dangerous situation. You saw the lightning behind Addison. Please, you guys, when thunder roars, go indoors. Addison has since taken cover. Don't worry. All is well as far as that goes. Now, in the meantime, we are expecting more in the way of thunderstorm activity through Omaha, into Beatrice, and eventually into Grand Island as well, down through the southern edge of this is pretty much ends near Concordia, not quite getting to Kansas City and into Smith Center as well. Whole box ends at about 1 o'clock in the morning Central Time. Do be aware that it could be a pretty volatile evening. Be careful. In fact, now is a good time if you haven't had the storm come your way to start bringing in lawn furniture and the like. So basically Omaha, that's where I think a lot of our focus is going to be over the next few hours. We look at our radar into Grand Island. Now there have been a lot of different cells coming in out of this, even into Arkansas, across the deep south, the mid south, into Texas. Long line of thunderstorm activity, and that is basically what we've been seeing in this yellow splotch that you see right about there. Now Memphis, your story will basically start tomorrow and into Friday as well, as we move our severe risk, basically our marginal to slight risk, further to the east. St. Louis tomorrow. Now the interesting thing about this particular system is that it's going to take on a few different lives. Now we do have this right about here, as I said, into Friday, into Tupelo, Nashville, into Little Rock, and even into Shreveport, Louisiana, where, by the way, they have had a few pretty strong storms into Louisiana just a few hours ago. This is our available moisture. We're getting some moisture coming in from the southwest. We're getting some coming in from the southeast as well. Cold front is basically going to help steer the whole thing into the weekend. Now with that told, we are going to lose some of the available moisture around as the front itself pushes through. It's going to dip the temperatures, so the air won't necessarily be able to hold on to nearly as much moisture, which is one of the fuels that we need to get these thunderstorms going. But right now, look at our radar lighting up across Columbus, moving into Sioux City, across Vermilion, down through Grand Island, and not too far at all from where we just saw Addison and all the lightning. So into the rest of today, this is pretty much what we're expecting through the evening hours and into tomorrow as well. Notice our heat tent. Here's our forecast, right? So into St. Louis, over, and I wouldn't even rule out something right about here into the overnight hours, going into Kansas City. That's going to be another threat that we have, our overnight hours. A lot of times, a lot of thunderstorm activity. I'm not going to rule out tornadoes or anything like that, because it really doesn't seem, though, that threat is necessarily going to be there. But those strong to severe storms in the overnight can sometimes catch you in the middle of the night. So like I said before, now is the time to start bringing in a lot of that lawn furniture. So here we go. Warm sector, warm tint of air. Cold front meeting somewhat in the middle, right about here. Notice the occlusion. This is when we start to see our colder air overtake our warmer air. So then we see that drop in the temperatures over the next few days as well. So with the drop in the temperature also goes our decrease in our chances for the severe weather. But until then, folks, in our overnight, right along our cold front and right as we start to see this start to occlude, folks who haven't quite got out of the warm tent need to be on the lookout throughout the rest of the evening. Evansville, you guys could be seeing storms into Nashville. We saw a few storms moving out of Shelby County, Tennessee, to the east and also to the south as well. So the front itself will continue to push through. As far as our forecast goes into St. Louis tomorrow, severe thunderstorms, a good possibility, and then the next round comes around by the beginning of next week. But in the meantime, folks, enjoy that Saturday, warmer temperatures.
And we're going to take a closer look at Thursday and Friday severe potential. Keep it here.